Hello, my friends. Welcome to your full moon in Gemini yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. Like I said, this is a yoga class for the full moon in Gemini happening on December 15th. We also have Mercury going direct. So we've been in a Mercury retrograde for a hot second. Mercury is going direct with this full moon in Gemini. So, there's a lot of things happening astrologically, but this is a yoga class suitable for all levels. A little bit about me. I am a plus size trauma-informed accessible yoga teacher. So I encourage you to do what works best for you and your body. Everything I say is an option, not an order, and all are welcome here. So I do have some props nearby. I have my blocks here. I have my strap. We are going to use a strap in this class. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a towel or a blanket or anything that you can just kind of like grip onto. But yeah, set yourself up for success. Do what works best for you. Listen to your body. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with this Gemini full moon. But if you want like the full breakdown of the energy, the astrology, I also have a video here on my channel that is a breakdown of that, everything you need to know for the full moon in Gemini, and a tarot reading. If you like witchcraft and wellness and a little bit of the spooky stuff, hit that subscribe button because that's what I do here on my channel. I put out full free yoga classes and tarot readings every new moon and full moon, as well as just kind of random yoga classes for a little bit of everything. So full moon in Gemini. This is our last full moon of 2024. And again, Mercury is also going direct under this full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini is one of the signs that is ruled by Mercury. So, it's going to be kind of I think a very poignant, clarifying full moon where things are going to just get really clear. Full moons, as much as they're about releasing, they're also about illumination. And I think this full moon in Gemini is really going to just help us. It's going to kind of illuminate, it's going to give us some clarity and kind of set us up, because at the end of the month, we have a new moon in Capricorn. This is our second new moon in December, known as a black moon. So you know how like when there's two full moons, it's a blue moon. When there's two new moons, it's a black moon. So it's going to be a really kind of significant new moon at the end of the year that's really going to just help us set our goals and make a plan for 2025. And this full moon in Gemini is going to give us like the clarity and the release and the illumination that we need to like set those goals. I'm also doing a workshop for the new moon in Capricorn. If you're interested, it's the first time I've ever done like a live workshop on Zoom for that new moon in Capricorn. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the description box below to sign up for that. But yeah, like I said, if you want more on this full moon in Gemini, I do have a video on my channel for that. But what we're going to work on today, Gemini in the body actually rules our throat chakra again because of that Mercury energy and everything that we have two of in the upper body. So our lungs, we have two, our arms, our shoulders, that kind of thing. That's what Gemini rules. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're really going to open up the lungs. We're also going to focus a little bit on duality. With our starting practice, we're going to do something called Nadi Shodhana breath, which is alternate nostril breathing. And it kind of taps into that dual nature of Gemini. Gemini is the twins. If you look at in the tarot, Gemini is ruled by the lovers, which again, it's kind of, yes, it's the lovers. It's a great card for relationships, but it also kind of signifies that dual nature, also signifies a choice. And what I think is really interesting is in the tarot, Gemini is ruled by the lovers, and Capricorn, again, we have that new moon in Capricorn at the end of the month, is ruled by the devil. And the devil and the lovers in tarot are reverse images of one another. Again, it's that dual nature, the light and the shadow. One cannot exist without the other. So that's kind of what we're going to tap into today. Again, listen to your body, do what feels best for you. And we're going to get started. So we're going to get started in a seated position. So easy seated pose, whatever that means for you and your body. I'm just going to sit cross-legged. You can sit however you like. You can sit on a pillow, bolster, blanket, block. You can extend the legs. You can have them crossed. Do what feels good for you. If you're sitting on your butt, maybe take a second to scooch out some goodness out from underneath you. Feel those sit bones on the mat. Now we're just going to take a moment to kind of come to our space before we get into our breath work practice. So you can keep the eyes open or closed here. You can bring your hands to your knees or to your thighs. Palms facing up if you'd like to receive, palms facing down if you'd like to ground, or you can do one up, one down, a little bit of as above, so below action, whatever feels right for you. And we're just going to start to bring our awareness inward to this moment right here, right now. And how do we do that? We bring our focus to our breath. And again, Gemini is an air sign, so breath work, I feel like, is just what we need to do to tap into this Gemini energy. And we're not changing anything about it just yet. We're just noticing our breath, bringing our awareness to it, Maybe noticing what happens in the body as we breathe. So on the inhale, we feel the shoulders rise, the chest expand, the belly expand, taking up space. And on the exhale, a gentle release, a gentle grounding. Now maybe you start to deepen and lengthen these inhales and exhales. And as we breathe deeper here, I just want you to maybe do a little check-in, a little inventory of the mind, the body, the soul, a little moment of mindfulness. Just ask yourself what's going on. And again, this is really about getting curious. It's about, again, getting that clarity. And curiosity is a way that we can do that. So just asking yourself what's going on, checking in. If you notice any tensions, blockages, constraints, that's okay. We're just getting curious as to why they're there. Practicing non-judgment, non-attachment. Gemini has that very curious, inquisitive, intellectual nature. So that's what we're tapping into here. Continuing to deepen and lengthen those inhales and exhales. We'll just take one big breath together as a collective, as a community. Remember, there's people here practicing with you all over the world. So we're going to take a nice big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, side out. All right, my friends, we're going to tap into that Nadi Shodhana breathing now. So we're going to take our hand, doesn't matter, left or right, whatever feels good for you. Now, this is alternate nostril breathing, so we breathe in between each nostril. I'm going to talk us through how to do that, and then we're going to do it together. So for these first couple rounds, you can just listen to me, listen to my instructions, and then I'll let you know when we're going to do it together. So take a hand, and then we're going to bring our thumb, and you could use your pointer finger or your middle finger or your ring finger, whatever feels good for you. My dog Jack is just going to come running in here to say hi. And that's what the fingers that we're going to use. So the thumb goes over one nostril, and then one of your other fingers can go over the other. Now, I know I sound like Squidward now, but alternate nostril breathing is we inhale in through one nostril. So for example, I inhale in through my right nostril. I plug it up with my thumb. I open up the other nostril, exhale out through that nostril, and then I inhale in through that nostril, plug it up, open up the thumb, exhale out, and so on and so forth. So again, we're just kind of alternating our nostrils. Now, again, I'm going to talk us through it as we do it. It's okay if you mess up. Just try to listen to my voice and follow my instructions. Now, if you kind of are sniffly, you have maybe, some stuff in there, this really does clear the sinuses. But this is a great breathing practice, especially if you're like me, you struggle with anxiety. It kind of just takes you out of your headspace and makes you focus on your breath. So it's a really lovely kind of nervous system calming breathwork technique. And again, we're just tapping into that dual nature, right? The alternate nostrils. Jack's gonna do it here with us. Well, hopefully he'll stay calm throughout this class. We'll see. He's in Aries. It's impossible to get him to stay calm. So we're gonna take our hand. We're gonna go ahead and get ourselves ready. So we have our left nostril. I'm using my right hand, so my left nostril is blocked up. My thumb is lifted, so that one nostril is open. So I'm going to inhale in through the right, plug that up, open up the left side, exhale out through that nostril. Inhale in through the left, plug it up, open the right side, exhale out. Inhale in through the right, plug it up, open up the left, exhale out. Inhale in through the left, plug it up, open up the right, exhale out. Inhale in through the right, plug it up, open up the left, exhale out. Inhale in through the left, plug it up, open up the right, exhale out. Inhale in through the right. Plug it up, open up the left, exhale out. Inhale in through the left. Plug it up, open up the right, exhale out. Inhale in through the right. Plug it up, open up the left, exhale out. And from there, you can gently release your hand. Take a few clarifying breaths, some nice big deep inhales and exhales. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I can breathe maybe a little clearer now. And again, that's just a great practice to have if you ever feel, like you maybe can't get control of your thoughts. It's just kind of a way to focus our mind on something else. So with that being done, we're going to get into this practice now, our physical asana. And again, we're going to get into this kind of upper body situation. So we're going to start with just some heart opening breaths, start to open up our lungs, open up our chest, open up the shoulders. So I'm going to bring my arms to either side. I'm going to inhale those arms up. And on the exhale, I'm bending into the elbows, goalposting the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades behind me, dropping the head back, pressing the chest out. Again, really trying to open up the lungs here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open up. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you can drop that right arm down and take a side bend over to the right. So that left arm is staying up and over. We're keeping our chest open to the ceiling here. I'm pressing this left hip down and I'm breathing into this left side body. I don't know if you can hear the church bells in the background. That's one of my favorite parts about living in Salem. Just finding your breath here. Now we're going to continue to open up those lungs here. So on the inhale, I'm going to pull this left arm back and really try to open up this heart, this chest. And on the exhale, I'm going to round forward, bringing this left hand almost underneath my right arm. And so now I'm opening up the back of the heart. Inhale to open, pull that left arm back. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Inhale, open up. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to take it to the other side. So I'm going to inhale this right arm up and open over now. Exhale, finding it over to the left side. And again, I'm pressing this right hip down. I'm keeping my heart, my chest open to the ceiling. Breathing into this right side body now. I just love how I put Jack on the couch and he said, no, I'm not going to be on the couch. I'm going to inhale, pull this right arm back again, opening up that heart, opening up the lungs. Exhale, rounding forward, like I'm reaching this right arm underneath the left, threading the needle almost. Inhale, pull that right arm back, open up. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, open up. Now we have Miss Honey the cat making an appearance. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, open up. And exhale, you can return to center. Now this is where that strap is going to come in. So I'm going to grab a hold of this. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see my back, so you can see kind of what I'm doing here. So again, if you don't have a strap, you can use a towel or a blanket or even like an old shirt. All right, so I have my strap here. I'm gonna start with my right arm. So I'm gonna take my strap in my right hand and I'm gonna bend my elbow so my hand is coming behind my head, my right hand. And then I'm gonna extend my left arm out and I'm gonna bend at my elbow so my palm is facing outwards. And I'm gonna grab a hold of that strap and see if I can grab around my hair. Now, once we have a hold of the strap, we're gonna walk our hands closer together. And this is really gonna open up the chest. Again, opening up that front body, opening up the lungs. I want you to try and keep your head, your chin lifted. And just keep walking your hands down the strap. And take a few deep inhales and exhales here. Now you can take a big inhale here, exhale, release. We'll take it to the other side. So I'm taking my strap now into my left hand and I'm bending my elbow so my hand comes behind my head. I'm extending the right hand out, bending the elbow so my palm is facing out, and I'm grabbing a hold of that strap. And again, just walking my hands in closer together and opening up that front body. Again, keeping the chin and chest lifted and taking a few deep breaths here. Nice big inhale here and exhale. You can go ahead and release. We can get rid of that strap, get it off to the side, and we're gonna gently move into our tabletop position. Move around your dog or your cat or your child if you have one. Can you scoot this way? Okay, thank you so much. So I'm coming to my tabletop position on my hands and knees. If you need a little extra support under the knees, you can put a pillow or a blanket there, or maybe double up on your yoga mat. My shoulder, elbow, wrists are all stacked. My hips are stacked over my knees, and I'm going into a cat-cow flow here. So I'm gonna inhale, lift my chin, open up my heart, maybe arching the back, sticking the booty out. Exhale to round, tucking my chin to chest, doming out the shoulders, tucking the pelvis. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Now I really want you to focus on the opening kind of this chest, this heart, the lungs. So when we inhale to arch, we really kind of like press the chest out, lift the chin. And then on the exhale, when we round, you're really trying to like press that center of your back just like up to the ceiling. You know, like how when a cat, like those Halloween cats, really like arch like that. Now you can do 5 to 7 more of these on your own breath, linking your breath to your movement, and do what feels good here. You can go fast or you can go slow. You could take it into some full body circles if you'd like. You can go from side to side. Ask your body, what does it need? And then answer it. Now you can finish up your last round, gently coming back to a neutral spine. And we're gonna take it down all the way to our bellies. I'm gonna scoop my dog just a little bit here. I know, sir, you're in the way. And we're gonna come down to our bellies. We're setting up for some Cobra posture. So for this first one, my hands are going to be underneath my shoulders. My elbows are squeezed into the sides. So I'm flat on my stomach here, squeezing my elbows into the sides, hands are underneath the shoulders. On the inhale, I'm just going to lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Hi, baby. For my low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Now we're just going to kind of work it up the spine. So the next thing we're going to do is kind of like what I call a medium cobra or a seal pose. So here, I'm going to extend my arms out to the sides, bending into the elbows. You can either be on your fingertips or press your palms down into the ground. And so this time, when I inhale, I'm lifting up just a little bit higher. It's not a full high cobra. Again, it's kind of a medium cobra or a seal pose. And then I exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. One more here. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release down. Now we're going to go for that full high cobra here. So I'm going to bring my hands back to my sides. This time they're not underneath my shoulders. They're kind of almost where like my bra line is, just underneath my sternum. My elbows are squeezed into the sides. And I'm going to inhale, press all the way up into a high cobra. My shoulders are pressed down and away from my ears. My chin and chest are lifted. My hips, pelvis are pressed into the mat. Taking a few breaths here. And then I'll take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, release back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, press up to your high cobra. Spend a few breaths here. Really try to breathe just like deeply into those lungs here. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, release, and we'll do our last one. Inhale, lift up. And spend a few breaths here. Again, keep those shoulders pressed down and away from the ears. Now you can take a nice big inhale here. And on the exhale, we're actually going to lift the hips and press them back into a child's pose. So a little counter pose for these back bends we've been doing. I'm sinking my hips back to my heels. I'm extending my arms out. You know, I widen the knees to arm, make space for the belly and thighs, and just sink into this child's pose, this balasana here. I feel like we could always use a little bit of grounding, you know, with all this full moon, Mercury retrograde energy. There's like a ton of things in fire signs right now. You know, Mercury retrogrades in Sagittarius, Mars retrogrades in Leo. Get a little grounded, my friends. You can spend a few breaths in this child's pose. Just feeling every part of you that's on the mat, feeling that grounding energy. And when you're ready, on the next inhale, we're going to lift on up. All right, my friends. So we're going to go into a posture here known as a tiger pose. And I'm going to give you a ton of variations because this is kind of an intense heart opener. It's really like the full front body opener. So from our, excuse me, baby, from our tabletop here, what we're going to do is basically we're reaching back for our foot and we're kind of, it's almost like a bow posture, but I'm going to talk you through this and we're going to do a bunch of different variations. So the first variation, we'll start with the left arm. So from here in your tabletop position, I want you to just lift that left arm and you're going to reach it back. This is option 1, is I really want you to reach that left arm back, really open up again the chest, the lungs, the shoulders, maybe looking over that back shoulder. That's option number 1. Option 2, if you want to try a little bit more, is we're trying to reach for our right foot. Okay, I know you're like, Natasha, what are you talking about? I will show you. So maybe you're trying to reach back for this right foot, and that's helping us pull that left shoulder back. So the top of your foot presses into your hand, and again, we look back over that left shoulder. Now, you can also use a strap here to grab onto that right foot. That is also an option. But wherever you are, we're going to spend a few breaths. And when you're ready to release, do so gently, no slingshots here. Coming back down, shaking it out, and we'll take it to the other side. So again, option one is we're reaching that right arm back. And we're maybe looking over that right shoulder, really trying to open up the heart, open up the lungs, open up the shoulder. And now if you want a little bit more, we're reaching back for that left foot. And then again, same thing, using that left foot kind of as like an anchor to pull that right shoulder back. It's very hard when you have sweaty hands. But wherever you are, we're breathing. And when we're ready to release, we do so gently, no slingshots, and we shake it on out. I know it's a little different. I just wanted to try something different today for this full moon in Gemini. Give us a little bit of a challenge. All right, my friends, we are going to find ourselves into a puppy pose just to continue to open up this upper body. Now, option is you can take your child's pose here. If you're like, you know what, my chest, my shoulders, they feel open enough. I don't know if I'm ready. You can take your child's pose. If you want something a little bit more intense, and Jack, we're going to take a puppy pose. What do you think about that? Yeah, you're still going to be in my way. So our puppy pose is like a child's pose, except instead of sinking our hips back to our heels, our hips stay lifted over the knees, and we drop our chest down. Again, keeping those hips lifted. And maybe you pet your puppy while you're in puppy pose. You can either have your forehead on the mat or your chin on the mat, looking forward towards the hands. And this really opens up the chest, the shoulders, the lungs. Taking a few deep breaths here. Now when you're ready to release, we're going to inhale here and exhale, just slide all the way down to your belly. Hi, Jack, what do you think about that? Yeah, we got the puppy's approval. So we're still getting into the shoulders, chest, and lungs, my friends. We're going to get into, I like to call them a reverse twist. It's a shoulder opener. So from here on our bellies, I'm going to start with my left side just so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to get my hair out of the way, and then I'm going to extend my left arm straight out from my shoulder. And from there, hi Jack, my right hand is going to plant on the mat, and I'm going to press my body over this left shoulder. So I'm kind of rolling onto the left hip and pressing myself over this left shoulder. This is why I call it a reverse twist, because that's kind of what's happening here. Maybe your dog tries to attack your face while you're in it. You can bend into that right leg if it feels good. And again, you do not have to press yourself super far over. You could just kind of lift up to that left hip. Press yourself over that left shoulder as far as what feels good. And we're breathing here. Nice big inhale here. Exhale returns us to center, and we'll take it to the other side. So now I extend my right arm out. I'm bringing my left hand to plant on the mat, And then I gently press myself over that right shoulder. Maybe I come up onto the right hip. Maybe I bend into that left leg. Breathing into this right shoulder. Hi, Jack. Nice big inhale here, and exhale. You go ahead and release back down to your belly. All right, my friends, we're just gonna get a little bit into the hips here, just for our cool down. We got a ton into the upper body, but you know, full moons are really about releasing, and I think a big release can be found in the hips. So you can bring your forearms to cross in front of you. Excuse me, Jack. You can rest either your forehead or your chin on your forearms. And we're going to get into the hips. So I'm going to keep my right leg extended, and I'm going to bend into my left knee. So this is a half frog pose here. So my left knee is coming right out from my hip. My foot is coming right out from my knee, so I have that 90-degree angle going on. You can turn your head to your right cheek if you'd like. Just kind of gaze over the left shoulder. And I'm breathing here. Just connecting with my breath, finding this release here. If you would like a little more, you could maybe straighten that left leg just straight out. Just an option if you'd like to take it. And gently, when you're ready, if your leg is straight, just go ahead and bend it again. Release it back. So now my left leg is straight back. I'm going to do the same thing with my right leg. So I'm bending into my right knee. My right knee is coming straight out from my hip. My foot's coming straight out from my knee. And I'm breathing here, maybe turning to my left cheek. Finding my breath. Again, if you'd maybe like a little more here, maybe you straighten your right leg out to the side. And just still breathing here. And when you're ready, I'm taking an inhale here, exhale, just straightening my right leg back again. I'm going to bring my hands underneath my shoulders. On the inhale, I'm just gently going to press up through a tabletop. And then on the exhale, I'm going to find my way to my child's pose. So a wide-legged child's pose, I'm opening up my knees as wide as the mat, sinking my hips back to my heels, and coming on down. Arms are extended. Again, just finding this grounding while we have our Gemini full moon. Our Mercury retrograde is ending, but Mercury's still in Sagittarius. We have our Mars retrograde in Leo. You know, we can never go wrong with a little bit of grounding here, my friends. So this is where I will leave you for this class. I encourage you to spend at least 5 to 10 breaths in this child's pose, but do what feels best for you and your body. You could take any Savasana that you would like. Again, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. If you'd like to join me for a workshop for the new moon in Capricorn, that is coming up at the end of the month. The link will be in the description box below. I have witchcraft and wellness courses, retreats, all the things, and I also put out full free yoga classes and tarot readings here on YouTube. So if you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful full moon, my friends, and I will see you next time.